Just hours after the law came into effect, protesters swore they'd keep fighting.
My body is my own!
The new law bans abortion once a fetal heartbeat can be detected, about 6 weeks in, before most women would know they're pregnant. The new limit will be enforced by private citizens. They can sue anyone who helps a woman get the procedure after 6 weeks.
It's all right!
Doctors, friends, even an Uber driver could be sued for $10,000.
Texas has literally turned back the clock 50 years. So it's an incredibly dark day, not just for the 7 million women of Texas, but also to the 80% of Americans who believe that there should be safe and legal abortion.
Our creators endowed us with the right to life.
The bill was signed in May, but a challenge delayed its impact. The Supreme Court, now dominated by conservatives, gave no response, and the clock ran out.
There was a war on my body and a war on my rights.
The Texas high school valedictorian whose speech against the bill went viral in June is devastated today.
And that life-changing decision of whether or not you carry that pregnancy to term and what happens afterwards is no longer up to us.
The White House called the law outrageous and unconstitutional, violating nearly 50 years of abortion rights established under the landmark Roe v. Wade decision. Vice President Kamala Harris said this all-out assault on reproductive health effectively bans abortion for nearly 7 million Texans of reproductive age. Anti-abortion activists are celebrating, but not claiming total victory yet. The Supreme Court could still hear that challenge. If not, the Texas heartbeat law could well become a template for states trying to curtail abortion access.
Houston to Austin, pro-choice advocates refusing to give up a fight for Texas women to be able to make their own choices about abortions.
The U.S. Supreme Court refused to stop the most restrictive abortion law in the country from taking effect in Texas today.
Matt Doherty is talking to doctors about the tough choices women will face and to the Texas politician who pushed to get this law passed.
Abortion providers say they saw a surge of patients leading up until last night. We're also hearing reports from out of state that several Texas women are looking for help from other places.
We provide the abortion pill, which is available up to 10 weeks into pregnancy. Another counseling room where we just talk with patients.
Kathy Kleinfeld is the administrator of Houston Women's Reproductive Services off the Katy Freeway. She says patients were seeking care at the clinic last night long after they'd already closed.
And the closer we got to today, the escalation of panic and frustration and fear and anxiety really increased.
The treatment she provides is non-surgical and non-invasive.
After pregnancy is confirmed, the abortion pill is an option up to 10 weeks in the state of Texas until today.
Kleinfeld says the state's restrictions on abortion services were already draconian, but today they're much worse.
I think that a lot of times abortion is posed as if it's this really difficult decision, when for a lot of people it's just simply not.
Vast majority of people either don't know that they're pregnant yet or aren't able to access care in Texas because it's so hard to get care already.
This is about saving lives. When you have a heartbeat, you're a living, breathing Texan.
Texas Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says the new law will be a success.
And this bill simply says if a doctor performs an abortion, once he detects a heartbeat, then any citizen in the state of Texas can sue them. The maximum award is $10,000, and that may make that doctor think twice.
In Houston, I'm Matt Doherty, KHOU.
A near total abortion ban taking effect in Texas Wednesday with a new law, one of the strictest in the U.S. The state now barring abortions after 6 weeks of pregnancy. That's before many even know they're pregnant.
Texas has literally turned back the clock 50 years.
Opponents pushing back after the U.S. Supreme Court did not act on calls from rights activists to block the law that was signed by the state's Republican governor in May, marking the most dramatic restrictions since the landmark Roe v. Wade decision in the 70s that established a constitutional right to abortion. The Texas law that prohibits abortion after a fetal heartbeat can be detected makes no exceptions for pregnancies resulting from incest or rape, and it allows citizens to sue anyone for $10,000 who helps a woman obtain an abortion. Doctors, clinic staff, even an Uber driver taking a patient to an abortion clinic are all potential defendants. The law will likely force many abortion clinics to close in Texas and will prohibit the vast majority of abortions.
85% of abortion happens in Texas after 6 weeks. It's an incredibly dark day, not just for the 7 million women of Texas, but also to the 80% of Americans who believe that there should be safe and legal abortion.
Anti-abortion groups like Human Coalition Action celebrating, calling this a historic and hopeful day, saying Texas is the first state to successfully protect the most vulnerable. But the American Civil Liberties Union says the impact will be immediate, devastating, and will be especially hard on Black women who disproportionately suffer from the severe maternal mortality crisis in Texas and are 3 times more likely than white women to die during pregnancy or shortly after childbirth. While the Supreme Court did not act on emergency requests to block the law, it could still step in. The top court, where conservatives hold a 6-3 majority, is already poised to rule on the constitutionality of a Mississippi law that bars abortion at 15 weeks. Abortion rights activists say the laws are a direct challenge to Roe v. Wade. And the U.S. president condemning the new Texas law, saying it blatantly violates the constitutional right established under Roe v. Wade. Melissa Duggan, City News.